Hello everybody, welcome back to another video where I talk over a video game. We're back in Stardew Valley, and today I wanted to talk about the fear of missing out, which is something that is heavily associated, I believe, with people with ADHD at the very least, and of course ADHDers as well. Maybe also people on the spectrum. Well, in any case, it is something that is frequently seen with people who are neurodivergent in some way, shape, or form. And for the past couple of videos, I was talking about planning and planners. And of course, that means that now on YouTube, I also have some videos recommended to me about planning and planners. And last week I made a video on the planners currently available at the Action, and that has gotten me interested again at looking at different types of planners. Now, for pretty much the entire year, this year, 2025, I hadn't actually used much of a planner. I had a whiteboard on which I would occasionally scribble some notes, and I had a few pads that I occasionally used for making to-do lists, and that worked for the most part. But there is that itch again. Like, I've seen the planners now, I've had them in my hands, I bought a bunch of them, been looking at some of the videos, and I was thinking, like, is there really a planner out there that's going to solve the issue? I don't think so, but we like to look at things. It's like an experimentation thing. Like, we're constantly looking for the right combination, even though it doesn't quite exist. And it also got me thinking, like, what does the collection for AuDHD look like for 2026? Like, and there is that fear of missing out. Like, if I skip this year, what covers am I not going to get? And what type of planners do they have this year that they didn't have last year, maybe? And maybe if I give it another try, maybe if I bring in weeks with me, even though I know that I don't really like planners that can't lay open on the desk for the most part. And I know that AuDHD and the other big planner brands are pretty pricey. I'm still itching to go and take a look, but there is another thing that I'm currently obsessing over that is kind of taking over the fear of missing out, because I was an 80s kid, and what did we have in the 80s? We had Transformers Generation 1. And a couple months ago, I spotted in my For Me page, or whatever you want to call that on YouTube, a series or a list of videos of all the Generation 1 Transformer cartoons, and I was like, oh, that's fun, I should probably take a look at that at some point. But then I can't just look at a few cartoons and then go, wow, that was fun, like a little trip down memory lane, and then move on with my life. No, because then I start to obsess over the next thing, and then I have like a bit of a FOMO in that regard. And of course, since I start watching Transformers content, that also means I get all these different channels that review the toys, and then I'm like, oh my god, I used to have those toys, I wonder if I still have them. And if I don't have them, I should probably order a new set, because otherwise I feel like I'm missing a piece of my childhood or something like that starts to bubble up. And the other week, I ordered a action figure of Ironhide, which was always one of my favorites. And I got a few disc blades as well, which I can't really put up on the wall because I have these walls with textured wallpaper, and disc blades, if you know what I mean, they require a flat surface, which I currently do not have. I could create one or two maybe, but I'll have to take a look at that. In any case, displays are also not cheap. If you go to display, there's like a lot of different designs, and the regular size displays that are like 30 by 40 centimeters, not really sure how much inches that would be. I think they're kind of like two standard printer sheet papers, like side by side or something. But anyway, so a regular standard display is already like 45 euros. Now I did get a little bit of a discount because I ordered two, but still it's like 80 bucks for a couple of metal sheets with admittedly very nice images on them. But still, did I really need them? No. Are they fun to look at? Yes. Do I really regret getting them? Not really. Except that I now don't really know where I'm going to put them, because of course my house is already quite full with other things that I really enjoy with ADHD and focusing on things, with AuDHD and the monotropism that comes with that. You get a lot of hobby stuff that tends to have to go somewhere because there isn't that much storage space in the house, so occasionally it just piles up somewhere, things like that. So I already have quite a bit of stuff that I need to process and go through. So it's already kind of cluttered in certain places, like not cluttered enough that people who come over would run away screaming or anything like that, but more like they would go, wow, you have a lot of stuff, like that type of thing. So anyway, so I have quite a lot of stuff. And like I said with the planners, most of the stuff are things that I can still perfectly use, and it's not like it's a waste. I can always use them later. There are books that I haven't read yet. I can always read them later and then give them to somebody else or something like that. None of it is junk per se, but it is extra stuff, and the fear of missing out and the hyper-focusing really help us to bring that about. So I try to not buy as much as I do. Like, I do wait. Whenever I see something that I'm like, oh my god, that would be so much fun to have, I let it sit, at least for a couple of days. And if I'm still like really, really thinking about it, then I'm like, okay, how much does it cost? Can I do that financially? Yes, I can, because usually I have enough. But do I have the space for it? Will it just sit somewhere? Like, am I actually going to enjoy it? Stuff like that. I have to go over that little list in order to say eventually either yes or no. And if it's yes, then I do get it, and I still feel a little bit bad about it because I know that it's another one of those FOMO things that I'm ordering these things. But I also have to be kind of gentle with that with myself as well, because I know what causes it. And I know that I'm working on it. So there's like a bit of a dynamic there. Like, on the one hand, I shouldn't do it. On the other hand, I already not done so many other things that is like a 10%, rather a full 100% buying everything that I possibly could like and then stuffing it all in my house type of thing. And I don't know if there are more efficient ways of dealing with that other than just what I'm doing, like really waiting to see if I'm really, really interested in something before I get it, instead of just impulse buying, because that also happens occasionally, but usually that happens when I'm out and about. And even then, I'm not buying everything, but just the things that maybe go, ooh, I like that type of stuff. Or is it really something that I can actually use and would be a legitimate purchase? And I do tend to look for things secondhand a lot. Like 9 times out of 10, I'll first check the secondhand websites whenever I figure out that I want something, so I can get it at a discount. And it's only when I know that something isn't really out there secondhand that I go and look for the new stuff. And then occasionally I grab either a trash bag or one of those big shopper bags, and I fill them, one going to the trash, one going to a secondhand store, because there are things in there that people probably would like. Like, all of the things that I give to a secondhand store are things that they can easily sell. Like, I'm not one of those people that gives them like a box of half-used things, like I sometimes see in a secondhand store, that they have like a little bit of hair coloring lotion left and then they put it back in a box and then give it to the secondhand store and ends up on a shelf somewhere. I don't do that. I only really give things that people would actually want. Same with clothes. If it's worn, it goes in the trash. We don't need to resell that because it just sits there on a shelf or on a pile somewhere, because even the secondhand store knows that if you then put it out, it's a waste of space, and I don't really give people that type of stuff. It has to still be worth something to somebody. So anyway, that is how I kind of clean things out then a couple of times a year. And then slowly but surely new things arrive to fill the void. But my current goal is to clear out the couch that is currently in my bedroom, where I tend to just put all the clothes that have just been washed, because my actual clothing cabinet is kind of full. So I'm probably going to go ahead and sort through those and put a lot of those in the trash, because I'm pretty sure a lot of them would not sell. And then the rest can go to the secondhand store. And that's going to be like a whole project to really, really dig through that and clear out that couch so I can actually sit on that if I want to. And that'll also give me more mental peace, because currently whenever I walk into the bedroom, I notice that there is, of course, a lot of clothes and a lot of clutter. And that really does something with my mood. So working on your FOMO and working on purchasing less and storing less is also good for your mental health. At least for my mental health it is. And I'm pretty sure there's a few people out there who have a similar issue. So if this is you, try to get rid of some things. So it'll make me feel better when that project is complete. And then we're going to move on to the bookcase in the living room, where I have so much different books and things that I probably won't finish, and it might be time to let them go as well. But that is how I am currently trying to deal with the fear of missing out, or FOMO. Let me know in the comment section how you deal with that. Have you got any fun stories about that? Or what is your most recent purchase? Anything you'd like to tell us, make sure to drop that in a comment in the comment section below. I hope to see you in another video. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.